besties, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. In today's video, we are going to be playing with the new All Amethyst palette from Colourpop. Well, it's new, more or less. I was supposed to bend this video, but you guys know how life can be sometimes. But we're doing this video now nonetheless. I love the shade purple eyeshadows especially, but sometimes with purple eyeshadows, it's kind of hard to really get it right. So I love Colourpop because all of the Colourpop palettes that I have tried this far have been really good. Specifically, the first one that comes into mind is the Lilac You A Lot. That is just like one of my hands down favorite palettes that I have in my collection. So I'm really excited to see what we get with the All Amethyst palette. Now this is $14 and it is in their cardboard packaging. Beautiful packaging, by the way. And then you open it up and you have all of these beautiful purpley, cool tone shades. I am so excited to jump right in with this palette. It just gets me really inspired because cool tones for me are just not always my favorite, but with purples, like usually with purple palettes you're gonna like have cool tones, so that's the only time I kind of make an exception. So I'm really excited to just jump right in. You know what vibes this is giving me? But like better though, you guys remember the Kylie palette from like way back in like 2016 or something when her brand had first came out? And she came out with like a purple palette and I feel like it had similar tones, no? I don't know, I think I remember that, and so that's kind of really interesting. I wish I still had it to like show you guys, but nonetheless, we're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with the Jaclyn Hill concealer and I will be right back. So it didn't actually work out like I wanted because I had to go into the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating, but I feel like for cut creases it would be better. I've just been trying to find like other uses for it since it doesn't work as an under eye concealer and I forgot to bring it back to Ulta. But let's jump right in, you guys, with the palette. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in a little more. Okay, we're really close, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and take, which shade should I take first? I'm really inspired by this Feb's Gem one, the shade right here. So let's go in with a light hand and work that all in the crease. Obviously these don't have mirrors, so you have to kind of use a different mirror, which is totally fine, especially like with the price point. But I just go ahead and I put this shade literally throughout the whole entire crease. I'm going to switch brushes real quick. My friend just brought me McDonald's, so you can see it back there. She got me some stuff. She's so sweet. But one thing I do want to tell you guys about this palette is it's a bit hard pressed, it's a bit stiff in there, whereas some other palettes, you know, they're going to have a lot of fallout, they're going to have a lot of pigment right away. With this palette, you're going to get it gradually, which is how I really like to apply my shadows, especially when it is a cooler tone palette, because sometimes with cooler tones I can go a little overboard and then it looks messy and just really unflattering. So I'm actually happy that this is like more of a buildable palette, or at least this shade anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this a little bit more. But I just wanted to let you guys know that because I don't want you guys like playing with the palette and then being like, oh gosh, it's a bad one or it's really not showing up. Like, it will show up, you just have to play with it. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that if you are, you know, looking to get this palette. Now I'm going to go into this shade right here called Crystal Crazy. Right there, the bottom middle. Ooh, and I have to use this shade right here called Amulet at some point because it's stunning. Okay, so we get that. And I just want to work that on the outer corner area. Yeah, this one seems to be like the same. You really have to go in a little bit more to work it up, which is completely fine, but I'm just letting you guys know. And then I'm just going to pack that in the outer area of the eye. And I'm even going to work this in a little bit to the inner area of the crease, just because I want to add some definition. Yeah, it's pretty. And so far it looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade right here called Royal Affair. Oh, that one looks like it definitely is a little bit more pigmented. It has a little bit more kick up, so I'm going to be careful with this one. And I'm just going to add that in the inner corner as well, because I just want to see what this shade looks like on the eyelids. And really also work that into the crease as well. And then flick it out a bit too, because I feel like it looks a little bit messy over here. Just taking this little baby brush right here, which I love. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure everything is seamless. And then I wish the shade right here called Trigonal was fully matte, but it does have a slight shimmer. I would love to use this shade if it was matte to just clean everything up on the top, but instead I'll just go back into the Feb's Gem and just really use that to clean everything up. Then we're going to take this cut crease from e.l.f. again, and I'm just going to do like a full cut crease. So just do 2 dots. You can do 3 if you want. Look up. I like to do that to map it, and then drag. And then you do a line like that. I've been doing this sometimes. I'm going to show you guys. I was going to do the full cut crease, and then I was like, no, do what you've been doing lately. So I'll drag it all that way, like that little line. And then I'll do the same thing on the bottom so that there's some space in there that just has shadow. So I'll pull this out to like here. This is just what I've been doing and liking lately, because it's a little bit different. And ooh, sometimes you'll mess up. I just drag it out like that. Obviously the lines need a little bit of help, but we'll get to that. Take Royal Affair again. And clean up the lines. Just like that. Literally taking that like into my hairline. And then I take more of Royal Affair and Crystal and Crazy, those 2 bottom matte shades, and I just make sure that the cut crease is like blended. Then taking this big shimmer brush, I'm going to go into the shade Amulet, like I said I wanted to earlier. And we're going to try that dry, and then if it doesn't work out how I want, if it doesn't look really, really good, then we'll just wet it and see what happens. So here we go. Wow, and that's dry, you guys. That is dry. I'm going to go into the shade again, but this time I'm going to mix it with Sunbird, which is that middle shade. Ooh, that one is really pretty too. And I'm going to spray that with Mario Badescu. And this is what it's looking like, you guys. So it's not the cleanest. I still need to play with it a little bit more, but I just figured why not share with you guys one of the little techniques that I've really been loving. And yeah, I think it looks good, you guys. I think it looks really cool and edgy and interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead, do the other eye, put lashes and mascara on, and then I will be right back, you guys. Alright besties, so I was able to finish my eye look. Over here really doesn't look as good as it does over here. You guys already know that usually happens whenever I'm doing a video like this. I always just do the first eye better because I'm so excited to get back to you guys and give you guys my overall opinion, because usually I know my overall opinion after I'm done with the first eye. It's just doing the other one so I can finish out the video and tell you guys how I feel. So usually I feel like I'm just rushing so much that I'm not like taking my time, which I need to work on. I already know. But I want to tell you guys that, this palette is really good. Now, one thing I do want to say, like I said earlier, is that you definitely do have to continually work up the shades. If you're someone that wants like full pigmentation with one swipe, you're not going to get that from this palette. It's one that you really do have to kind of go in kind of ham on your brush, like to get that full payoff. But that's fine with me because I really like to add on and add on and add on, instead of, you know, like I always say, going in really heavy-handed with a pigmented palette, because I am heavy-handed, and then having to clean up afterwards. It's just the best way in my opinion. I really love the shades that we did get. I believe I used like four or five of them. Let's actually put like an inner corner shade as well so we can do like even more. I was like, where's my baby brush? So let's go into this shade right here called High Grade and put that on the inner. Wow, I just put that like in my eye a little bit. Sorry, I got distracted obviously, but one thing I do want to say is that the shimmers were really way more pigmented and opaque than I thought that they would be. And the more that you go in, you guys, like the better. Like look at that on my finger. You really do get a good payoff, which for some reason, since the mattes were a little bit more stiff, I thought that the shimmers would kind of be lackluster, but they weren't. So I'm really happy about that. And overall, I think that if you even like when you swatch it though, like it doesn't even look as pretty as on the eye. But anyway, I just wanted to say that when you do put it on the eye, it does really bring it to life, and it does have a lot of pigment to it and a lot of shine. And so I was really happy to know that, because I really just wasn't expecting it. But I love all of the shades they did incorporate. I think you can make a really beautiful purpley toned look. I'm so excited to go back in and try to play with it even more. The only one thing I did say earlier that I was a little bit bummed about, that I still am a little bit, is that this shade right here called Trigonal, this one right here, I wish that it would have been fully matte with no shimmer, because it would have been the perfect shade to just add a little bit extra, like, you know, and help blend as well. So I wish that that would have been matte. Let's see, like when you swatch it too, it looks like that. So you do see a bit of the shimmer. Sometimes with shades like this though, you can work them into the crease and they really don't show a lot. But with this one specifically, for some reason, I feel like you definitely would though. But yeah, I'm really happy about this palette. I still have to review the Admirer palette as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little short video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Oh my goodness, we are almost at 1,500. We might be right now actually at 1,500 subscribers. And I just want you guys to know that I really love you guys. And I just am so happy to have a community that I can literally just talk about makeup with like every single day. It's just like the best thing in the world. So I love you so much. I'm happy that you're liking the content, and thank you for watching. Bye besties.